Hi, I'm Norin. This is NC Woodworking. Welcome to the workshop. My colleagues Bang. No, Bang. Hi, welcome to the workshop. In today's video, I'm doing something different. Apart from not filming at my bench, which is an absolute mess, more so than usual if you've watched any of my videos. Anyway, a few weeks ago, I did a video about how I cut my very first dovetail. I was very pleased with how it turned out for a first try. But anyway, my point here is who here, by show of hands, you done something and you thought, ooh, I could do with a better tool. Just me? Okay, well, anyway, let me know down in the comments below. So I picked up my phone and quickly went online to look for a dovetail saw. Now, I know in my video I've used the tenon saw. That's not the point, it's just what I had at hand. But I was a little bit taken aback of how much a decent or a very good dovetail saw costs. So that got me thinking, can I make my old cheap tenon saw a little bit better? So, like everyone else, I went on YouTube and I started watching sharpening videos. More specifically, saw sharpening videos. There's loads of people out there that do it, probably better than me. Well, definitely better than me, because this will be my first try. So, today we're talking about files. No, I'm joking. I just picked up a cheap set from Screwfix here in the UK, a Magnuson files set. So today I'm actually trying to sharpen this saw, amongst other things you'll see later in the video. Anyway, let's try and do that. All right, now I've got you in a bit closer to the bench. Here is my cheap file set, my very old and cheap tenon saw, and off camera I've cut 2 pieces of MDF onto which I've added some double-sided tape to help me with clamping my saw to the vise. So I'm going to quickly pop these on, put the saw in the bench, and let's see if I can actually get this saw cutting properly. I will actually, before doing that, I'll make some test cuts so you can see before and after sharpening. Let's see what results we get. I found a small piece of oak. I drew some lines, and because on dovetails, which I will try and do more in the future, most of the cuts are down the length of the grain. That's what I'm going to be trying. If you've seen my dovetail video, thank you for watching. If you didn't, go watch it. I found it very entertaining. I hope you will too. Anyway, let's try the saw and see how it cuts before sharpening. I'm going to do 2 cuts before and 3 or 4 after. So let's see how well it cuts. It's not just a saw, it's also me, how well I can follow a line, but you can probably see it's hard to get it started. It tends to just skip. I'm using a pull stroke just to get it going. Okay, we're biting. I hope you can hear it. I can definitely hear it and feel it. It's just skipping and jumping like there's no tomorrow. And you can probably see the speed that it cuts at. It's very slow. And from what I can tell, I'm already off square. I don't know yet how it looks on your side. I'll show you in a second. On my side, I'm tracking pretty well to the line. It's not bad at all. So this is the side you saw. And this is my side. I'm actually starting to veer off the line a little bit on my side. But yeah, you saw how hard it was to get it started. I think it could be that the set of the teeth on the saw is a little bit too big, because it feels like there's a little bit too much play in the curve, in the cut. I hope you can see what I'm trying to show you. Okay, well, this is what we're trying to fix today. So I'm going to fix the saw with a bit of MDF stuck to it, fix it in the vise. I'm going to get the files and let's try and make it better. Okay, I've got you in even closer now. I've got the saw fixed in the vise. I've got my triangular needle file here. I've had to bring an extra LED light just so I can see a bit better, because it turns out I'm about as blind as a bat. Anyway, let's start sharpening. I'm going to try and use the same number of strokes, which is 4. I'm putting hardly any pressure down on the file. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to try and remove the burr quickly from the sides of the saw, and we'll try it. Let's see if my sharpening did anything to the saw. I hope it improved it, definitely. Now that I finished sharpening, I'm going to use the 1000 side of my trend diamond plate. I hope you can see it here, just to try and take some of the burr away. Just going to rest it on the saw plate. Now the other side. I don't want to press down too hard. I don't want to try to take away too much of the set on the teeth. One more gentle stroke this side. Okay, we're going to try it in a minute. All right, got my piece of oak back in the vise. Let's see if what I did a few minutes ago worked. I'm going to follow the same procedure. I'm going to pull back, still have a bit of skipping until I get the saw started. It feels better. Definitely less skipping. And it seems to be cutting quicker. Now I have definitely taken some of the set of the teeth away by using the trend diamond plate. To me, that felt better. So this is your side, the side you've seen. That's mainly me, not tracking perfectly to the line, but it looks good to me. It was easier to start, less skipping. This is my side. The line is completely gone, so I've managed to follow the line a lot better. And it also seems like I have less movement. Yeah, it feels tighter now in the curve. Definitely less play. So I have taken, like I said, some of the set on the teeth away, but it cuts much better than it did before sharpening. I'm actually gonna cross cut these just to see the finish, because for dovetails that's very important. Having a good finish, less chiseling work. Let's try again. Much better. Again, I'm off my line just a little bit on your side. That's me. I can't blame that on the saw. That's definitely my fault. And when I cut dovetails, I actually use my Stanley blade. But no, much easier to start it. Much easier. It cuts a lot quicker. Again, I'm off my line. Can't blame that on the saw. Let's quickly cross cut these. So this very first one here will be before sharpening. Wow, cross cutting. Very good. Let me try and show you. It feels rough. It is rough. This is the first cut before sharpening. And if I try and piece it back, you can clearly see there's a gap there. Now this will be the second one after sharpening. A definite improvement, much smoother finish. I hope the camera picks it up. I'm trying to find an angle here. And this is the piece that come off. Seems a little bit tighter. I hope you can see that. Now this will make hopefully a big difference when I cut my next set of dovetails. I did say I have a few things I need to do today, so we're going to move over to the table saw and show you what else I'm doing today in the workshop. But yeah, if you have an old saw, I'll just say go buy a cheap set of files, a triangular file, and it should definitely improve it. All right, now that I've got you onto the table saw, let me explain what I'm trying to do. If you've watched my last week's video with the newel post extensions and the new handrails. Thank you for watching. If you haven't, I'm going to drop a link into the pinned comment below. If you go watch that video, this will make a lot more sense. Anyway, today I'm trying to make 2 more decorative newel post caps to go on the underside of the existing newel post in the client's house. So we're cutting 4 angles. They all have to meet in the middle to a point in order to match what's already in the house. So let's go ahead and try and cut that. And there's the result. Now I'm gonna go check quickly to see if this matches the photo I've taken into the client's house. And if it doesn't, I'm just going to increase the angle a bit. This is 22.5 degrees right now. Okay, it seems like I have to increase the angle a bit. The picture I have taken, it shows this angle needs to be a little bit steeper. So I'm going to try at 33 degrees, see how that looks. Now that looks much closer to what's already existing. I'm going to cut another one on the other end. Second one done. I'm just going to cut a square now from this, about 10-12 millimeters away from this edge, and they're all done. I'm just going to go get a tape measure quickly. There we go. There's one I found earlier. Nice clean cut, just a little bit of sanding. And we're all done. Now the decorative caps are done. A little bit of 80 grit sandpaper stuck to a bit of MDF, just a quick hand sand, and they're all done. All of this, by the way, is going to get sanded and decorated by someone else in the client's house. So this is just so there's no like splinters. Everything's going to get painted. Yeah, there they are. 2 decorative newel post caps. They're going to go upside down on the underside of the existing newel posts in the house. Okay, well, that's all from me this week. I hope you like what I do here. If you do, drop me a comment. Let me know. If you don't, just the same. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, have a great week making things. I'll see you next Friday. Bye for now.